indeed.
Hi! Today is June 16 of 2021 and I think most of you knows what that means. So today we had our first frozen embryo transfer this afternoon at 1 p.m. Grant and I would like to share this very special day with our families and friends. Unfortunately, he is at work right now because this week is his on week, so he has to go to work. But we are very excited to share this journey with you. Thank you so much for your support and for your prayers the entire journey. I'd like to begin this video by sharing you the things that we did in preparation for this day. So a few weeks ago, I started taking my estrase tablet for my estrogen level. And so I'm taking 2 tablets in the morning and then 2 tablets at night. And then a few days after that, I had my baseline ultrasound to check my uterine lining and also some blood tests to find out if we have to increase any medication or if we have to have additional set of medication, and also to pay our transfer fee. We paid our transfer fee that day, and finally, and hopefully that will be the last very expensive fee that we have to pay because the progesterone tablets and the estrase are not that expensive, since most of them will be covered now by insurance, because technically I am 2 weeks pregnant. So after I get my positive pregnancy test, I think the next medication like progesterone will be covered by insurance, hopefully. That's my guess. We got the results the same day, and I received a call from my nurse and I was told that I had to increase my estrase tablet. But this time it would be different because it would be inserted vaginally every night before bedtime. I was so confused when I first heard what they said, because that was the first time that I heard that you can take the same tablet and insert the same tablet vaginally. So when they made that statement, I had to ask them many times to make sure that I was not hearing them wrong. I've been doing that for a couple weeks now, and then last week I had my second baseline ultrasound, and then my doctor reviewed everything and wanted me to start my progesterone in oil the next day after that ultrasound. Grant was very afraid to poke me with PIO since its consistency is very thick, and we had to use 1.5 inches of needle in administering it. The reason why we had to use 2 different needles is because the 18 gauge needle is for withdrawing the PIO, because it's easier and faster to get 1 mil with that consistency. Then we had to switch it to 1.5 inches of 22 gauge needle, because when we administer it, it's going to be slow, because when we do it faster, it's going to be more painful, and at the same time it has to be given very slow. I am very grateful that I work with amazing nurses. So my friends from work, Ali and Sarah, had to do all my shots at work, and then Grant during my days off. Getting my first progesterone shot. It's gonna give by Sarah. Hey!
Don't cry.
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna cry.
You ready?
Yes. There we go. Oh, that's not that bad. Wow, that's it? Whoa, we're done! Here.
You're not even bleeding.
Yeah, I was like, wow, it wasn't that bad. I was expecting worse.
I don't even see what it is, but we got to give you the badge anyway.
No, it's okay. Ooh. It's like you're part of my journey, Sarah. You and Ali. Thank you. At first, upon administering it, I did not feel any pain at all. But as soon as it was all pushed in there, I was very sore. A few hours later, I felt like I was given some sort of vaccine because it was very sore to the point that every time I would sit, I feel it. And then every time I would carry a bag and then, you know, my bag like kind of hit my butt, I can feel it. So I did not expect that it would be that sore. The other thing I hate about PIO is that the soreness, it stays there for days. So imagine you are still sore and yet they have to administer additional stuff in there that will cause it to be more sore. Fast forward to the day before our transfer day, my anxiety level was at peak. My tummy was rumbling the whole time. I came to work with all these treats, a wish of lucks, prayers and fasting from all my friends. I took a half day off and then I went to a spa and got myself a 90 minutes whole body massage. I would say whole body massage is the best way to relax and also best therapy before any sort of big day. After that, I went home and then just spent my time watching TV, you know, talking to friends and family to distract myself from thinking about today. The next day, which is today, this morning, I had my progesterone shots given by Grant, and I woke up at 9 a.m. because my tummy started rumbling again. I tried going back to sleep since my appointment was at 1 p.m. so I had few more hours to sleep, but I couldn't go back to sleep. I think it's because a combination of excitement and anxiety at the same time. So since there's nothing much I could do, I got up and had my breakfast and then started prepping for our 1 p.m. appointment. We are on our way to our clinic for our transfer day. We got there 30 minutes before our appointment. Grant and I said our prayers in the car before we get into the clinic. And I would say that was probably the longest and most emotional prayer we ever said. 20 minutes after, we went inside and I was told by my nurse that I had to take my Valium and drink plenty of water. So, because they needed me to have a full bladder before we do the procedure, I think it's because that will give them the best view of the inside while they are doing the transfer. I don't know, I'm not sure, but that's my guess. Few minutes later, we were called by our nurse and we were instructed to go to our room. And as soon as we got into our room, the mix of emotions started to kick in. I would say feeling of overwhelming gratitude, happiness, and fear of the unknown were all present in that moment in that room. I have one free counseling session. And I love it so. Should I wear this?
Yeah.
So, I'm now laying down on the bed in a room where we're going to do the transfer. And Grant will be with me the entire process. We're just waiting for the doctor to come in. Yes, this is really, really happening now. Mahal, how do you feel? Anxious. I told you. And then our fertility doctor came in, Dr. Goodchef, with this huge smile on her face and with a very positive aura. And then she told us how excited she was. And we are all like teary-eyed because of all these mixed emotions that we could not explain in that moment. The embryologist came in as well and then showed us the embryo that we picked for transfer. It was very fast. Actually, it was just few seconds when they pushed in the embryo and we're all like, there it is.
And right now, or in about
20 seconds. The cool stuff to see is going to be up on that blue screen. And then I'll obviously walk you through what to look for when we switch over to the ultrasound.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? So that's Cassie's showing us your dish under the microscope. And she's going to zoom in on your little gun here in just a second. Cassie's gonna move her into a droplet of fresh media. And give her like a little electrolyte bath. And then back to the center of the dish, ready to go.
Wow. That's so cool.
So do you see the bright,
Yes.
the bright little line in the
Yes.
middle? That's the tip of my catheter.
Okay.
Just looking to see how much farther we have to go. We've got maybe another ½ centimeter. We want to drop just about 1 centimeter from the top. So when the inner catheter comes in, we'll just slide it through. And then when I drop, again, we won't see, but Cassidy will load a column of fluid that has little air bubbles on either side, and those little air bubbles will look like white dots on the ultrasound.
Okay.
Good.
So that's a really good sign when we see those bright spots, and we're right in the middle of the thick part, right near the top. That is exactly what I want to see. But just to be sure, Cassidy's going to check the catheter under the microscope and
Okay.
just make sure she didn't like get stuck or try to go back.
All right.
As soon as Cassidy tells me the catheter's clear, then I'll get the speculum out and we'll get you in a more comfortable position. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yay.
After the procedure, we stay there for 15 minutes to make sure that, you know, I'm not groggy and, you know, just kind of relax and not in a hurry to go out. So we stayed there for 15 minutes, waited for my nurse for further instructions about the Princess Days, about the restrictions and what else to do, and you know, do's and don'ts. So basically I am in what they call Princess Day for a few days, and then next week I can return to my normal activities, but this time I have to be more cautious according to my nurse and doctors, because IVF pregnancy is kind of more sensitive than the normal ones. So no heavy lifting, more than 20 pounds, and no vigorous activities. Right now, I am technically 2 weeks and few days pregnant, and then we'll find out on the 25th if that embryo sticked. Grant and I are grateful beyond words to all of you, our friends, co-workers, and families, for your unconditional love and for being so supportive of us during the entire process of this IVF journey. My heart is so full to the point that I couldn't find the right word to explain how grateful I am to each of you, knowing that a lot of you offered fasting and special prayers for this day, and for me, for my anxiety, for Grant, for the entire thing. I think just saying thank you is not sufficient to show you how grateful we are to each of you, you know, for your support, for your love, for all that you do to make us feel happy. I don't know how to explain it, but I am very, very, very grateful for all of you, my friends, coworkers, and families. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart and also from Grant's heart. He's not here, but we are so grateful to have each of you. We love you so much. And again, thank you for your love, for your continuous support. And we promise to keep you posted about the results next week on the 25th. Today is absolutely a proof that in spite of all the trials that Grant and I experienced before this day, and all the pain and arguments and a roller coaster of emotions, life is still full of beautiful possibilities. Oh, sorry. P.S. I'd like to show you this picture. As you can see that line, you see that bright line, that's where that's the embryo. I mean, that's where they put the embryo, that thing, that white line. And yay! Grant and I are so excited. Again, thank you so much for all of you, for our friends and families. Mwah.